What's good, FG fam, and welcome back to the Oakland A's franchise on MLB the Show 23. If you remember the end of last episode, we fired every coach we have, so we need to hold some interviews. First, Zachary Milano was offered the manager position, which would add team speed, plate discipline, and help our pitchers get strikeouts. First base coach was offered to Charlie Sharp, who would add speed, stealing, and some nice fielding. We asked Tim Phipps to be our third base coach, adding durability, arm strength, and reaction to our fielders. For farm director, we went with Howard Barger, who hurts our catcher's blocking rating but adds a lot of arm accuracy and plate vision and helps pitchers give up less nukes. Hitting coach was tough, but we offered the job to Dan Cabrera, who may suck at bunting, but who wants to bunt anyway? We love the contact and clutch that he'll bring to the squad. With that done, we head into the meat and potatoes, and we wanted Tony Kemp back at the right price, but he wanted $4.5 million a year. We offered 1 year at $3 million instead. Jose Alvarez was the other player that we wanted to return after a wonderful season, so we offered him $2.1 million for the 1 year. Louis Osuna was the guy who accepted our pitching coach offer. Zachary Milano signed on as manager, and Charlie Sharp is confirmed as first base coach. Free agency was meaty, and Shohei was offered $315 million over 9 from the Angels. We'd love to, but this is the Oakland A's. Just gotta hope he's out of the AL West. With our available budget at $120 million, remember we need to save $30 in the bank for the new stadium, which we are using in this upcoming season. After offering our renewable contracts, we see that our current pending offers is just under $26 million. So we have about 60 to work with, but the team is not ready, so we're not looking for huge signings. Arbitration offers time, and James Kaprelian had a good year, but I'm going to let the arbiter give him millions if that's what he's owed. We offer him $950,000. Drew Steckenrider was good last year too, so we're going to offer him a little more than he made at $3.3 million. Jose Alvarado could be a nice boost to the bullpen, so we offered 2 years at $6.8 million, which seems to make him happier than Philly is making him at the moment. And our next offer was to closer Dylan Floro. I hated not having a bona fide closer last year, and we couldn't offer the price that Miami was offering, but it seems like that's okay to him as he loves us. A 69 overall A potential third baseman, Shane Eaton, was just chilling in free agency. I know he's 25, but we'll take what we can get. And he's our price. Jose Iglesias was interesting, an aging veteran who still hits for a high average and is just the right price at $3 million per year, considering that Aledmus Diaz is $7 million. Next, I wanted a starter in our price range to pair with Suarez at the top of the rotation, and Lucas Giolito seemed like the guy. A 1 year, $8 million price tag was great. Then I found Ricky Cousins in free agency. We drafted him. I did have a crash last season during signings, and I may have forgotten to get him back, but we're going to do it right now. Alvarado was being courted by Kansas City as well, so we had to go higher with our offer if we actually wanted him to join us. In trying to make an underrated signing, we also found that David Robertson had a real good last 2 years, and I offered him a 1 year deal at $2.9 million to bolster the pen. The signings weren't coming across the screen like they were big deals, but as you can see, we were getting them, as Giolito and Eaton already signed, and we were waiting on some others. In making moves with our 40-man roster, we actually lost Hogan Harris to St. Louis, good riddance anyway, and we lost last year's best double-A closer, Charles Hall, to Washington. Josh Hader signed a 5-year deal with the Reds, and we still got a deal with Shohei in the AL West as he signs to pitch with DeGrom in Texas. Luis Severino signs a 4-year deal with the Brew Crew, and we added Joey Gallo to our list of attempted cheap signings. Alvarado and Iglesias both signed with us, and we needed to make more room on our roster. So we floated Jorge Juan, Manny Pena, and Dermis Garcia out there and got back Roger Feliciano, the draft pick of the Nationals. Yes, please. Dylan Floro signed with us. David Robertson signed with us. But Joey Gallo went to the Orioles for less than we were offering him. Jerk. So, in true Moneyball fashion, we actually went over for Akil Baddoo at 2 years, $2 million. That's $1 million per. We also offered Raimel Tapia at 2 years, $5.8, which is $2.9 per, which is almost like getting 2 guys for the price that we were offering Gallo. Tony Kemp really wanted his $4 million a year, so instead we just withdrew our offer refer to him, and we went for Nick Madrigal, who is younger and has a wonderful career average so far, and better yet, he only wants $2.5 million per year. Akil Baddoo decided that he'd rather go to San Fran for less money, and I looked into bringing in Victor Robles, but his price tag was just more than I personally felt like he was worth. After trading Manny Pena, who regressed hard, Yasmani Grandal looked like a great option to platoon with Gary Sanchez behind the plate, and it looked like he would take under $4 million per year. Rhys Hoskins signed a 5-year deal with the Miami Marlins, and Teoscar Hernandez a 5-year deal with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Okay, smaller market teams, I see you. Nick Madrigal accepted his offer, and he was with us for the next 4 years. Julio Urias signed a 6-year, $153 million deal with the Baltimore Orioles. They could be making a push in the East. CJ Cron would give the Angels another bat in the lineup, but that doesn't quite replace Shohei. 2 years, $13 million is so cheap though. I would have given him that. And yes, Grandal joins the squad as well. We reached the Rule 5 draft, and we did lose 2 players. In round 3, Zach Geloff went to the Nationals. Bummer. We wish him the best, though. And in the second round, the Nats also took Logan Davidson. Another bummer. But hopefully they both kick a lot of ass in Washington. With the signing of Iglesias and youth in the outfield, it was time to part with Aledmys Diaz and Ramon Laureano to unload over $11 million. We got Jackson Merrill from the Padres. The Padres will use these guys to try to get to a World Series, and we'll grow Jackson Merrill. Speaking of World Series hopes, the Twins add Blake Snell to their rotation, while the Mariners traded for Freddie Freeman. Why would the Dodgers do this? The Twins weren't done. They added Aaron Nola, too, for under $20 million per year. Arbitration hearings were split, as Kaprelian will make $1.6 million and Steckenrider will make the $3.3 million that we offered. But we then sent Steckenrider away with Freddie Tarnok and Sam Moll for Marlins draft pick Dino Valenzuela, who we were eyeing heavily in the draft, and now he's ours. Some prospects took the ridiculous 15-year deals that I offered in contract renew, and Kevin Smith was one of those guys, so we shipped him with Brent Rooker and Connor Capel, who are no longer needed in our outfield, and we refilled the outfield with a new prospect, Evan Carter. Samuel Villafuerte will have his name changed soon, as he was already spoken for by a viewer, but we need the relief help, and this is a very even prospect flip. Again, relievers are tough to come by, and Philly asked for a starter that I wanted to ship out anyway, so that was a deal. And I like Jordan Diaz, but look at the cost. That's all this trade was, a money dump. The new look team went 16-11 in spring training, and that's promising. Tapia, who signed really late in the offseason, played very well, but look at Bucky Carver hitting .356 with 7 dongs. Surprise of the spring. Jose Iglesias and Lawrence Butler hit well, and Reggie Rossi was hitting like he was trying to save his roster spot. Reed Hoffman was disappointing at a .233, and Shane Eaton was trying to make a case to come up early with a .421 and 3 dingas. Grandal outplayed Gary Sanchez, and Pache still sucks. Pitching. Suarez was great. Giolito was amazing. Jackson continues to be awesome in the pen. Alvarado was great as we thought he would be. Alvarez was good again. Waldichuk kind of sucked, and Floro did need to kick the rust off, but Cusick and Kaprelian were surprising for opposite reasons, and Acevedo kept up his great work. Robertson did what we expected of him when we signed him, and Hoagland made a case over Kyle Muller to stay up. So, posted lineups were as follows. Against righties, it would be Hoffman, Madrigal, Brown, Carver will make his MLB debut, Tapia, Farrell, Iglesias, Sanchez, and Givens to make his debut as well. And against lefties, it'll be Hoffman, Madrigal, Thomas Rodriguez instead, Grandal, Carver, Farrell, Tapia, Iglesias, and Givens. Meanwhile, our 5 starters are Suarez, Giolito, Kaprelian, Fujinami, and Cusick. Hoagland in the pen with Acevedo, Alvarado, Alvarez, and Robertson. And Jackson is setting up for Floro. All that, and with $52 million in the bank, we could be buyers of the deadline if we must. Likely not, but we do have some room, even with the $30 million that we owe for Pandora Field opening this year. We only have a $60 million payroll at this time, and we have the A's ranked 26 in the league this year as really fast contact hitting. Hello everybody, and welcome to the opening of Pandora Field. 2024 opening day baseball commences here in Oakland, California. It's the A's and the Chicago White Sox. Now, for your A's this year, Jose Iglesias, the projected average leader. Reed Hoffman projected to lead in OPS and stolen bases. I'm sure he will lead in the latter. Jace Peterson at WAR? I doubt it, but we'll see. Jose Suarez makes the opening day start this year. 10-8 record last year with a 3.65 ERA and a 1.33 WHIP. We'll see what he can do, facing off against Benintendi right away. Benintendi right back up the middle. Madrigal making a nice play at second base and getting him out at first. Colson Montgomery, who they've brought up, gonna swing and a miss for the strikeout. Suarez gets his first strikeout of the season on the fastball. Here's Eloy Jimenez up at the plate, and he gives this thing a ride out to left. That's the very first home run at Pandora Field as it goes right into the lazy river. And Eloy Jimenez, anything but lazy, running the bases for the first homer of the year. 108.8 exit velocity, 382 feet off of Jose Suarez. So not the greatest start for Suarez. It was looking good until there. Here's Luis Robert, and he goes down swinging. So Suarez gets out but gives up one, and Dylan Cease will be the opening day starter for the White Sox today. 13-11 last year with a 3.64 and 1.23, 200 strikeouts. He'll face last year's breakout star Reed Hoffman, wearing number 12 this year for some reason. And there's the pop-up over to shortstop, and Reed Hoffman on the 2-2 goes down. Here's Nick Madrigal in his first at-bat as an Oakland A, one of the bigger pickups for them this offseason, at least in commitment. And he is out on a grounder to bring up Seth Brown, who's going to ground one down to first base, and an easy 1-2-3 inning for Dylan Cease. Here's Suarez up against Andrew Vaughn to lead off the top of the second. He hits this one deep out to right field, and Givens on the run makes the catch for out number one. Here's Jake Berger up at the plate, and he goes down swinging. Suarez doing a nice job getting strikeouts at least today. That's his third. Here's Oscar Colas in his very first MLB game, and he's going to hit this one out to right field. Givens getting a lot of work out there in right in his first game. Here's Bucky Carver. He's going to take a walk, so he will be the first base runner for the Oakland A's. That'll bring up Raimel Tapia, and he literally Tapias this right back to the pitcher. And they will take the fielder's choice at first. So runner on second, Leo Farrell with a chance to do some damage, but he's looking silly, swinging at the strikeout. That's Dylan Cease getting some strikeouts now. Jose Iglesias blooping this one into right field. That will not fall as it is caught out there in right. Heck of a play, and that'll bring up Yoan Moncada in the top of the third on a 2-2 pitch. This one right over to Reed Hoffman. Really slow and high, and he will make the catch there for out number one. Sebi Zavala up at the plate here. I believe this is his MLB debut. It might be, it might not be, but that is a heck of a shot into the lazy river. Everybody giving it a big shot into the lazy river today, and Suarez very disappointed. This is not Sebi Zavala's MLB debut, but it is a 362-foot home run for his first homer of the season. Andrew Benintendi comes up and gives this thing a ride out to right. Givens on the move, and he makes the catch out in right field for out number two. That'll bring up Colson Montgomery. He's having a rough day as he goes down looking. He can't believe it. And that gets us through the middle of the third. 2 runs on 2 hits for the White Sox. Athletics still being held hitless. We'll be right back. And we're back for the bottom of the third. It's Gary Sanchez to lead it off, and he looks silly. That slider away from Dylan Cease is just nasty. That'll bring up Jason Givens, and Givens down the line at first. He is going to be out on the easy ground ball. So 2 gone already in the bottom of the third. Easy day for Dylan Cease so far. Reed Hoffman into center field. Everybody running towards it, and the second baseman will grab it instead. That ends the third inning. Eloy Jimenez, who hit a home run, is going to swing on the sinker down low for strike number 3. 5 strikeouts for Suarez. Here's Luis Robert, and he goes down swinging on the outside circle change. Number 6 for Suarez. Here's Andrew Vaughn, and he's going to strike out looking as Suarez strikes out the side in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Nick Madrigal to lead off the bottom of the 4th. This one's hit pretty well out to left, but it is a fly ball, and it is caught. Seth Brown, 0 for 1 on his day, and he goes down swinging. Still hitless are the Athletics. 3rd strikeout for Cease. Here's Bucky Carver. In his MLB debut, he took a walk his first time up, and he laced that out to left, put it right into the glove. So through 4 we are as Suarez up to pitch again. Givens on a long run here, cuts it off and makes a brilliant play. Oscar Colas up at the plate now with 1 away, and Seth Brown long run here into foul territory. Brown will find a way to make that catch, so 2 outs. Here's a 3-2 pitch to Yohan Moncada. Just going to sit there and look at it. He goes down looking. Raimel Tapia comes up now on the 3-2 pitch, takes it to center, and it will not fall. Nice catch out there in center field. Jose Iglesias now, broken bat down to first. What a catch. What a reaction time to be able to make that play. Here's Sebi Zavala to lead off the top of the 6-1-2 pitch. Is into the glove of Givens in right field. So Andrew Benintendi 0 for 2 on the day. This is a long run for Givens. Givens is going to get there, though. Nice catch. 2 gone. Colson Montgomery again, rough day, and he sits there and looks at another one. Slider in the zone. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's Gary Sanchez down the 3rd baseline. This is an easy throw as Sanchez slow, and he will be out number 1. Jason Givens now, and he swings silly. That's a pass ball. It's going to be thrown on to first, though, and confirm the 2nd out of the inning. 4th strikeout for Cease. Reed Hoffman, 0 for 2 on his day, but he gets this one right back up the middle through the hole for the A's. First hit of the season, and it's fitting that it's Reed Hoffman. Here's Nick Madrigal. He hits this one out to right, and that should easily be taken care of, and it is, to end the 6th inning. Still 2-zip. Here at Pandora Field in Oakland, California. We'll be right back for the conclusion of opening day. And we're back here in the top of the 7th. Eloy Jimenez going to go down swinging on the high heat. 94 miles an hour from Suarez, his 10th K. It'll bring up Luis Robert, and this one tough for Farrell, but he makes the play. What a nice defensive play for Leo Farrell to get Robert. That'll bring up Andrew Vaughn, 0 for 2 on his day. This is a grounder right down to Seth Brown, and he will make the play easily. We're to the bottom of the 7th, where Seth Brown comes right up to bat, and he was way early on that pitch. Disgusting. It's a pass ball. They'll get him at first. Here's Bucky Carver, and he takes a beanball. He already had a walk. Now he'll take a beanball hit by pitch. That'll bring up Tapia. He says that he check swung. They say he didn't. He's a little upset. That'll bring up Leo Farrell, who goes down swinging at the slider in the zone to end the 7th inning. So David Robertson going to come in. We mentioned he had a very good year last year. We're hoping he has another one here for the A's. We'll see how he does today coming into this 8th inning. Jake Berger going to hit this one out to right field, and Givens had a lot of action today. He continues it, making the catch. Colas just going to sit there and look at the cutter. High cutter for Robertson, gets a strikeout. Here's Yohan Moncada, and he's going to hit this into center field for a base hit. Rare base hit today, as the White Sox 2 hits were homers. Here's a play for Iglesias, and he will make the easy throw to second. That'll bring in Garrett Crochet for the Chicago White Sox. He didn't have a great year last year. We'll see if we can get some hits off of him here in the 8th. Lord knows we need him. Here's Jose Iglesias. He goes down, swinging at the slider inside. Can't catch up to it. Here's Gary Sanchez. And Sanchez looking to bloop one in right, but that's not going to happen. Easy catch out there in right field for out number 2. So Garrett Crochet looking to get through this inning. It's Jason Givens on the 3-2 pitch, and Givens takes it right back into center field. And that's a base hit. So with Givens on, it'll bring up Reed Hoffman, and Hoffman down the 3rd baseline. Easy play to second to end the 8th inning. So the A's will have one more chance, provided that Robertson can get him through the top of the 9th. Madrigal makes a nice play there at second on Andrew Benintendi. Colson Montgomery having a rough day, and that will continue as Madrigal getting some action here at second base. That'll bring up Eloy Jimenez, who goes down looking. He doesn't like the call. That's too bad, Eloy. Kendall Graveman coming in. He had 19 saves and 22 opportunities last year, and he's looking for one here early in the year. Nick Madrigal going to take this out to center. Long run, and a catch is made for out number 1. That'll bring up Seth Brown. Brown trying to start something. This one out to left field. Big long run is made. Bucky Carver, can he do it? Down the line, and the third baseman can't come up with it. Bucky Carver will get on base. So Carver with his first major league hit. He has had the best day with a couple of walks. That'll bring up Raimel Tapia, but right to second base. Very easy throw. And the White Sox win the ball game. A's get 4 singles. White Sox get 3 hits. It was a single and 2 solo homers. Cease and Suarez pitched great, but now we'll check out the AAA team as we go to Iron Horse Stadium to check out our Vegas Aviators. Curtis Ellis will take the opening day start. He was 7-10 last year with a 5.30 ERA. It wasn't great. He opposes Taylor Dollard of the defending division champion Tacoma Rainiers. So Daniel Gonzalez up at the plate here in the bottom of the 4th inning with one on, and that one is not caught out and right. Hit the glove, couldn't make the catch. Could be an error. They might have ruled it a base hit, though. Here's Sherton Apostle, who we really want to do well, but unfortunately he will ground into the double play. But still a runner on third, and Groshans just cannot get the hit to bring him in. So in the bottom of the 5th, it's Robert Poisson, who will hit this as a pop fly to second base, easily caught, nobody going to advance. Miguel Blyce is going to go down on the check swing slider outside, and Shane Eaton, who wanted to come up, he played really well in spring training, unfortunately not showing his stuff here. So in the top of the 7th, Danny Jimenez in trouble here with 2 away, and Poisson going to make the throw to get through the top of the 7th. Chris Flexen comes in, the former major leaguer. 2-5 record last year in AAA with a 3.68 ERA. He faces Miguel Blyce, and Blyce hits this thing back up center field and long and far and gone as it hits the batter's eye out in center field. 418 feet, and Miguel Blyce has gone ahead and tied this game at 1 as Tacoma had the 1-0 lead, and Flexen will blow it. That'll bring in Damon Lucero. He's an aspiring closer, but he's in here in the top of the 10th inning against Caden Polkovich to get the strikeout. That is huge. This game tied at 1 all the way here in the top of the 10th. He gets Jack Larson swinging for the second out. And Lucero against Gabriel Gonzalez. He is going to walk him very barely. But Harry Ford will hit this right to Poisson, who will throw it onto second easily. Get to the bottom half of the 10th where Jackson Merrill, we made the big trade for him, and there's Jackson Merrill paying dividends at AAA already with a walk-off gapping double to hand the Las Vegas Aviators the opening day extra innings win over the Tacoma Rainiers, who represented this division in the playoffs last year over them. The Aviators are upset about it, and they are hoping that they can get to that level. And we'll take you into the first peek at scouting as we're looking for international infielders and pitchers, as well as taking a really close look at this man, third baseman Elliot Cartwright. Because if he is really as good as his future projections, mamma mia, we'll see how that works out. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. If you are, make sure you comment, like, share the videos everywhere you can. Trust me, it really does help support the channel, and it's free. So thank you so much to all the channel members for all of you guys do as well to go above and beyond with the support. If no one else has told you all today, I love you, FG fam.